If you are watching this video right now, it's no coincidence. God is speaking to you at this very moment, and the truth He wants to tell you can no longer wait. You feel that something is wrong in your life. You feel a voice whispering in your ear, a tightness in your chest, a restlessness that won't go away no matter how hard you try to ignore it. And I'm going to tell you right now what's happening. God has been trying to speak to you for a long time, and you've been running away. Not out of malice, not out of lack of faith, but because the truth hurts. And when the truth comes, it shatters everything you've built on lies they told you, lies you told yourself, and lies the enemy put in your head to keep you asleep. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal to you exactly what this truth is that God is trying to deliver to you. I'll show you the 4 clear signs that the Father is urgently calling you, the real reason why you've been silenced for so long, and the exact step you need to take today, even today, to unlock everything that was blocked in your life. And if you are someone over 35 years old, pay close attention, because this message was prepared specifically for you who has seen a lot, suffered too much in silence, and feels deep down in your heart that your time is coming. Before I continue, let me make a heartfelt request. Subscribe to this channel now, activate the bell icon, and like this video. This gesture is small, but it counts as a seed. You plant a blessing for this channel to continue bringing the word to millions of people, and God will multiply it in your life in ways you can't even imagine. Now take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you from now on might be the most important thing you'll hear this year. And if you've made it this far, it's because deep down you already knew. You already felt that this restlessness wasn't just in your head. It wasn't stress. It wasn't routine fatigue. It was the Father's call, knocking on the door of your heart for years. And what you are facing now, this difficulty in hearing God's voice, this feeling of being stuck in a cycle of spiritual silence, is just the top layer of a much larger board. There is a war being waged behind what your eyes see, and you are the main target. Every word you couldn't hear, every prayer that seemed not to leave your mouth, every sign you let pass, was a piece moved against you in this spiritual game. That's why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is a map that teaches you, day after day, how to break the siege of silence that has been placed on your life, how to reopen the channels between you and the Father, and how to identify exactly the truths that God is trying to deliver to you. The link is in the channel's first comment, and I need to warn you, this material has been silenced several times. They have tried to take it down, because it directly challenges the narratives of the system created to keep you asleep. Download it now before they take it down again, and comment below, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This is your act of faith. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the silence that was suffocating you. And now I'm going to reveal to you the clear signs that God is trying to tell you an urgent truth. And I want you to pay attention to each one of them, because if you identify at least 2 in your life, know this: the Father is shouting at you, no longer whispering. The first sign is inexplicable insomnia. You lie down tired, exhausted from the day, body aching, and you simply cannot sleep. You toss and turn in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your mind won't shut off. Thoughts come, old memories resurface, situations you had forgotten return with absurd clarity. This is not common anxiety. It's not a lack of sleep routine. This is the Holy Spirit forcing you to stay awake, because during the day, you didn't stop to listen. He is using the early hours of the morning, which is the most sacred time, that moment between 3 and 5 in the morning that the ancients called the divine hour, to deliver messages from which you were fleeing. And how many times have you woken up at that time for no reason? How many nights have you cried without knowing why? This is not depression. This is the Father shaking you awake. The second sign is encountering specific people bringing repeated messages. Have you noticed that in recent months, different people who don't know each other have started telling you similar things? A neighbor comments on one thing, a colleague at work says something similar. Your child, your grandchild, that person you met by chance at the market, all seem to be delivering pieces of the same message. This is God speaking through others' mouths, because yours was blocked from receiving directly. He multiplies the channels when you don't listen through the main channel. The third sign is a deep restlessness with your own routine. Have you felt that the life you lead is no longer yours? You get up to work in a place that no longer makes sense. You live with people who no longer add to you. You maintain habits purely out of automatism, and a voice inside you cries out, "This is not me, this is not my purpose, I came for something greater." This voice is not madness. It's not a midlife crisis at 40, 50, or 60 years old. This voice is the Father reminding you that you accepted an earthly contract that expired long ago, and that a new divine contract is waiting for your signature. The fourth sign, and this is the most powerful, is vivid and recurrent dreams. Have you been dreaming about people who have passed away? About places you've never visited but seem to know? About waters, stairs, doors, keys, specific animals? Each of these symbols has a deep spiritual meaning, and the Father is using the only moment your rational mind rests to plant seeds of truth within your unconscious. If you wake up with the sensation of having lived something real, with your heart racing, with tears in your eyes without knowing why, know this: you have been visited. And if at least two of these four signs are present in your life now, comment below the word "received." This will anchor you in the spiritual realm. It is a seal you publicly place on your faith, and this app's algorithm will work in your favor, delivering more content like this to you. But I need to warn you of one thing: recognizing the signs is just the beginning. Many people identify that God is speaking, but still can't decipher the message. And the reason for this is what I'm going to tell you now, a reason that almost no one dares to expose, because it exposes a truth that makes many people lose sleep. And this difficulty in deciphering the message, this invisible wall between you and the truth the Father wants to deliver to you, is not your fault. It is not a lack of faith. It is not distance from God. This is a direct result of a spiritual binding that has been placed upon your calling. You are chosen, and because you are chosen, you have been marked. What is happening in your life now, this spiritual fog, this difficulty in seeing clearly, is just the surface of a much larger board where invisible forces move to keep you exactly where you are. They want you functioning, producing, surviving, but never awakening. That's why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is a guided 21-day journey, the exact time that spiritual science proves is necessary for you to break old patterns and receive new revelations. Each day, a truth is unlocked within you, a binding is cut, and the channel between your soul and the Father becomes cleaner, more direct, clearer. The link to download is in the channel's first comment, right below this video. I need to warn you, this sacred book has been reported. They have tried to take the material offline more than once because it exposes truths that the dominant spiritual system does not want you to know. Download it now, secure your copy, and comment below this phrase of faith: "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This comment is your seal. It is your public declaration that you have accepted the call. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the bindings that were blinding you to everything the Father has been trying to show you for years. Now I'm going to reveal something you may have never heard anywhere else. And pay close attention, because this is the root cause of everything you've been facing. The truth has been hidden from you for three main reasons, three bindings that have been woven throughout your life and perhaps long before it. The first reason is spiritual inheritance. Have you ever stopped to think that many of the pains you carry are not yours? You came into this world with baggage you didn't choose. Traumas of your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, decisions they made, promises they broke, vows they made without knowing the weight. All of this becomes a spiritual burden that passes from generation to generation as an invisible debt within your lineage. And if you are someone from your background, especially if you're over 35, know this: you carry in your spiritual DNA the marks of generations that suffered in silence. Your grandparents came from rural areas, worked from sunrise to sunset, swallowed injustices, lived under regimes that silenced them, learned to bow their heads to survive. Your parents inherited this silence and passed this silence on to you as if it were a virtue. They learned not to bother, not to shine too brightly, not to take up too much space, and this was passed on to you as an invisible norm. So when the Father tries to tell you a truth that requires you to take a stand, to occupy your place, to break with your family's pattern, this inheritance of silence activates an automatic flight mechanism within you. You become afraid without knowing why. You postpone, you make excuses, you say, "I'll look at that later," and later never comes. The second reason is a deep social programming that has been installed within your mind over the years. Pay attention. You were taught from childhood that faith is a private thing, that spirituality is a church matter, that hearing God's voice outside of scheduled times is a sign that you are exaggerating or even going crazy. How many times have you had a strong intuition and ignored it because someone told you to be more rational? How many times did you want to change your life and heard, "Stop dreaming, accept what you have"? How many times did you feel in your heart that you needed to go one way and your whole family pushed you another, saying they were doing it for your own good? This social programming taught you that the Father's voice must be filtered by the opinion of others. And as long as this filtering exists, you will never receive the pure message. You will always receive an edited version, a softened version, a version that fits within the standard that others accept of you. And the Father does not speak in softened versions. He speaks with clarity. He speaks with weight. He speaks with urgency. And if you have not dismantled this programming, everything he tells you seems too exaggerated, too radical, too absurd. The third reason, and this is the most painful of all, is spiritual self-sabotage. You are afraid of the truth because the truth demands movement. When you receive a clear message from the Father, you also receive a responsibility. And within you, there is a part that prefers to continue suffering in the known way than to face the uncertainty of a transformation. Have you ever stopped to think why you continue in the same exhausting job, in the same hurtful relationship, in the same group of people that pulls you down? Because deep down, even though it hurts, you know what to expect. And the truth the Father wants to deliver brings the unknown with it. It brings a new routine, new friendships, new habits, a new you. And this new you scares the old you. So the old you silently works to keep you trapped, planting doubts, feeding fears, sabotaging opportunities. Have you been invited several times to a spiritual retreat and always had an unforeseen event? Have you started praying every day several times and then stopped after a week? Have you felt the urge to study the Word, to seek a mentor, to change the course of your life, and something always interrupts? This is not a lack of time. This is self-sabotage. And as long as you don't face this self-sabotage head-on, it will continue to keep you in the same place. These three reasons, spiritual inheritance, social programming, and self-sabotage, form a triangle that traps you. And the enemy loves this triangle because while you are fighting against yourself, you are not advancing in your purpose. You are not occupying your place. And it is precisely your place, the place God prepared for you even before your birth, that brings fear to those on the other side. Because you don't know. But when you awaken spiritually, when you receive the truth and act upon it, you unlock blessings that have been stored in your lineage for generations. Your family changes, your children are freed, your grandchildren inherit a much lighter burden, and that's what they don't want. They don't want you to break the cycle. They prefer you to be comfortable in known pain than courageous in unknown healing. Before I tell you exactly what to do to break this triangle, comment below the word liberation. This comment acts as a spiritual decree. You are publicly declaring that you accept to be liberated from inheritance, programming, and self-sabotage. And as you type this word, this platform's algorithm takes this video to more brothers and sisters like you who need to hear this urgent message. Every comment you make is a life saved. You don't know who is on the other side of the screen needing to read your testimony to have the courage to change. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. Tap the bell button to activate notifications. Every new video that comes out here is another piece in your awakening puzzle. You didn't just stumble upon this channel by chance. God brought you here. And to ignore that is to ignore an invitation that was made personally to you. Now, about the triangle that traps you, there is a specific key that opens all three bindings at the same time. And this key is not something mystical. It's not a complicated ritual. It's not a promise you make and don't keep. This key is a daily and practical alignment that you do for a specific period, 21 days. This is the time the soul needs to reprogram old patterns and receive the imprint of the new truth. And I'm not making this up. Neuroscience has already proven that 21 days is the minimum time to create a new neural pathway. The Judeo-Christian tradition also points to this same period in key moments of Scripture, such as Daniel's fast. And it is precisely in this period that true change happens. Now you must be asking yourself, but how do I do this alignment? How do I start? Where do I begin? And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about now. And that doubt, where do I begin, is precisely the barrier the enemy has placed in your path. He knows that if you start, he loses. So he leaves you in a paralysis, not knowing the first step. And what you are facing now, this confusion about how to start, this jumbling between spiritual theory and practice, is just the visible layer of a much broader board, where invisible forces organize precisely to keep you at square one. You are the target, not because of your weakness, but because of your hidden strength. That's why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is the structured path, day by day, for you to break the triangle of inheritance, programming, and self-sabotage. Each of the 21 days has a specific truth, a directed prayer, a practical step that fits exactly where your soul needs it. It teaches you to identify inherited bindings, to dismantle the programming that was imposed on you, and to interrupt the pattern of self-sabotage before it sabotages you again. The link is in the channel's first comment, and I need to warn you once again. This material has been the target of silencing attempts because it dismantles the narratives of the system that wants you asleep. Download it now before they take it offline, and comment with faith, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This comment seals your commitment to the Father. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against everything that still tries to hold you in the old place. The true solution, the one no one dares to teach you directly, begins with a principle that seems simple but breaks everything. You need to create a daily altar. I'm not talking about a physical altar with images, candles, or objects. I'm talking about an inner altar, a sacred moment you set aside in your day exclusively to connect with the Father. And this altar has a specific time that works best, between 4 and 6 in the morning. Yes, you read that right. Before the sun rises. Before your phone wakes up. Before obligations begin. There's a deep spiritual reason behind this, and now I'll explain it to you. During this period, the spiritual atmosphere of the planet is cleaner. Fewer people are emitting energy. Fewer thoughts are floating in the air. Less mental noise is being produced. It's as if the radio station is clearer, without interference. And it is precisely at this moment that the Father finds the most open channel to speak with you. Ancient monks knew this. Mystics of all traditions knew this. And now you know it too. If you can wake up 15, 20, 30 minutes earlier each day, and in those minutes stay in silence, praying, meditating, listening, you will begin to receive things you never received before. It won't be magic, it won't be immediate. In the first few days, you'll think you're wasting your time. Your mind will go crazy. It will wander. It will push you back to bed. But this is the enemy fighting to keep you asleep. Insist. Persist. And on the 5th or 7th day, something begins to change. You begin to feel a presence. You begin to receive clear ideas. You begin to remember things you need to do. You begin to see situations with a clarity you didn't have before. This is the Father drawing near. And here's the second step in this solution. Learn to practice active silence. There's a huge difference between being quiet and being in silence. You can be sitting without speaking and still have 1,000 thoughts screaming inside your head. Active silence is different. It's when you can observe your thoughts without identifying with them. It's when you let the thought pass, like a cloud in the sky, without clinging to it. And it is within this space between one thought and another that the Father speaks. He doesn't shout over your thoughts. He waits for the interval. And if you never create an interval, you never listen. So within your daily altar, dedicate at least 5 minutes to active silence. Close your eyes, focus on your breathing, and when a thought comes, just observe it. Don't judge it. Don't push it away. Let it pass. Do this for 21 days, and you will be surprised by what begins to come to you. Business ideas, names of people you need to contact, decisions you needed to make months ago, everything begins to organize itself within you. The third step is bodily purification. And here many people are startled because they think spirituality is only about the soul. It's not. You are body, mind, and spirit. And if your body is toxic, your spiritual channel is clogged. Pay attention to what you've been putting into your body. Excess sugar, excess alcohol, soda, ultra-processed food, all of this creates a toxic cloud within your organism that hinders spiritual perception. I'm not telling you to become a monk, a radical vegan, to cut everything out at once. But I challenge you. For 21 days, reduce, drink more water, eat more natural things. Take a 30-minute walk every day, even if it's just around your neighborhood block. This is not a diet. This is channel cleansing. And when the channel is clean, the Father's voice reaches you with a clarity you never imagined. The fourth step is to cut the ties that pull you down. And this is the most painful because it involves people you love. Pay attention to what I'm going to tell you, because you need to hear this. There are people in your life who are sabotaging your calling without you realizing it, and without them realizing it themselves. It's not their malice, it's that they are still asleep, and those who are asleep don't want anyone to wake up next to them, because when someone wakes up it exposes those who are sleeping. So you have that friend who, every time you share a dream, plants a doubt. You have that relative who, every time you start a change, laughs at you. You have that chat group that only speaks ill, only complains, only drains energy. And as long as you are connected to these low-vibration sources, everything the Father wants to deliver to you will be filtered by this layer of collective disbelief. You don't need to cut these people out of your life, but you need to reduce their access to you. Decrease the frequency of conversations. Leave groups that only distract. Start sharing your dreams only with those who uplift you, and the Father will introduce you to new connections. He will put people on your path who walk on the same frequency as you. This is spiritual law. You cannot receive new people without letting go of old people. The fifth step is the prayer of total surrender. And here is the key turning point that changes everything. Most people pray asking. They ask for health, they ask for money, they ask for their husband back, they ask for their child back, they ask for a solution. And there's nothing wrong with asking. But there is a prayer more powerful than the prayer of asking. It is the prayer of surrender. It's when you say to the Father, I don't know the way, but I trust that you do. Do with me what you wish. Use my body for you. Use my voice for you. Use my time for you. I surrender myself. This prayer is a spiritual bomb. It detonates all the plans the enemy had for you and opens space for the Father to rewrite your story. Say this prayer every day within your altar and watch what begins to happen. Doors that were closed open. The right people appear. Opportunities arrive out of nowhere. Because when you stop trying to control, the Father takes control, and the Father's control is always superior to yours. The sixth step is to record. You need to start writing things down. Buy a notebook. A simple, inexpensive notebook. It doesn't need to be fancy. And every night before bed, write 3 things. The first, what happened differently today. The second, what you felt was a message. The third, what you will do tomorrow to be more aligned. This notebook becomes your spiritual journal, and in a few weeks when you flip through it, you will notice patterns you never would have seen just in your head. You will see that the Father has been sending you the same message in various ways. You will see that there are recurring signs. You will see that your life has a script, and that you are the protagonist, not the extra you thought you were. The seventh step is the public declaration of your new self. And here is a power no one has taught you. When you declare aloud who you are, you activate a frequency that changes everything. Every morning within your altar you say, I am a beloved child of the Father, I am prosperous, I am healthy, I am an instrument of blessing. My family is blessed, my work is blessed, my path is blessed. Repeat this 3 times, with conviction, aloud, and if possible, in front of a mirror, looking into your own eyes. This is not cheap self-help. This is a spiritual decree, and the universe, which responds to decrees, begins to reorganize itself around you. The 8th step of this solution is consistency. And here's the part no one wants to hear. You won't see change in 3 days. You won't see change in a week. You begin to see real change after the 14th day, and the complete turnaround happens on the night of the 21st day. And that's why almost no one manages to go all the way. Because the enemy knows that if you reach day 21, you will have become a different person. And he does everything to make you give up halfway. He will create tiredness. He will create doubt. He will create unforeseen events. He will make you think it's not working. And if you abandon it on the 10th day, on the 15th day, on the 18th day, you go back to square one. You will not win. Not because the method doesn't work, but because the method needs time to flourish. That's why consistency is the final key. If you have the courage to commit to 21 days, you change your story. If you don't, you stay where you are. And here's a question I want you to answer for yourself now, without deception. Do you have the courage to give 21 full days to yourself? 21 days of daily altar, of silence, of purification, of cutting ties, of surrender, of recording, of declaration. If you do, comment below, "I commit to my 21 days." This comment is your contract with the Father, and the Father reads each one. Do not underestimate the power of this public declaration. And there is an even deeper truth you need to understand about this process. Each day of this 21-day journey corresponds to a specific spiritual portal. The first day is the portal of surrender. It's when you stop pretending everything is fine and admit to the Father that you need Him. Many people never pass through this door. They pray with a mask, asking for blessings while hiding from their own consciousness what they are truly feeling. The Father does not enter a feigned heart. He enters an open heart. So day one requires one thing, absolute truth with yourself. Write on a piece of paper what you are truly feeling, without editing, without embellishment, pure, and symbolically give this paper to the Father. This act alone already changes something within you. The second day is the portal of forgiveness. And it's not the pretty forgiveness of a greeting card. It's hard forgiveness. Forgiveness of that person who hurt you. Forgiveness of that family member who disappointed you. Forgiveness of yourself for choices you made that still weigh on you. As long as you don't forgive, you remain stuck in the same cycle. Every time you remember the resentment, you recreate the energy of resentment. To forgive is not to say they were right. To forgive is to free yourself from the chain that binds you to the past. And this is indispensable for you to advance spiritually. The third day is the portal of recognition. It's when you begin to recognize the blessings you already have, even within what you still lack. Many people live looking at what's missing and thus multiply the lack. When you begin to give thanks for what you have, even if little, the Father multiplies it. This is basic spiritual law, but almost no one applies it. Make a list every day of 10 things you are grateful for, and watch how your life begins to expand. The fourth day is the portal of environment cleansing. Here you look at your home, your workplace, the places where you spend the most time, and identify what needs to go. Objects that carry heavy energies, memories of old relationships, gifts from people who are no longer in your life. Many things in your home are reminding you, even unconsciously, of times you need to leave behind. Do a cleansing, donate, throw away, organize, and see how the space feels different and how you feel different within it. The fifth day is the portal of fasting. And it doesn't have to be a radical food fast. It can be a social media fast. It can be a television fast. It can be a fast from negative conversations. Fasting is an act of spiritual discipline that breaks the power these things have over you. Just one day without social media, and you will realize how much time you truly have. Just one day without feeding your mind with negative news, and you will realize how much weight you carried without knowing. The sixth day is the portal of confession. It is the day to recognize to yourself the patterns that sabotage you. That habit you know is bad and keep doing. That lie you tell yourself to justify. That comfort zone that no longer serves you. You don't need to tell anyone this, but you need to tell yourself with absolute honesty. This is the first step to getting out. The seventh day is the first harvest. After a week, you already begin to feel different things. If you have been consistent, if you have done the first 6 days with dedication, a new clarity already emerges within you. Something you didn't know begins to make sense. A decision you were postponing begins to announce itself. This is the first harvest, a sample of what comes next. And each of the 21 days has this kind of layer. I can't detail them all here in this video because this is a deep study, a structured journey, a step-by-step path. There is also a truth about these 21 days that almost no one explains. In the first 7 days, the enemy tries to lead you astray with distraction. He will create unforeseen events, create urgencies at work, send someone to call you inviting you to a meeting precisely at your sacred time, make your phone ring, make the child wake up, all to pull you away from your altar. In this first stage, the battle is against distraction, and the weapon is firm discipline. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can be more important than your 20 minutes with the Father. Not work, not family, not a false emergency. On days 8 to 14, when the enemy sees that you have resisted distraction, he changes strategy. Now he will attack with discouragement. You will wake up tired. You will think you are wasting your time. You will doubt the process. You will feel that nothing is happening. This is the most dangerous phase because the rational mind enters and begins to tell you, stop this. Go back to your normal routine. This is nonsense. And the weapon to overcome this phase is faith. Faith is to follow even without seeing yet. Faith is to keep depositing even before seeing the balance increase. Faith is to trust the process even when the process seems silent. From day 15 to 21, when the enemy realizes he has lost the battle of distraction and the battle of discouragement, he plays his last card. He places on your path offers that seem good. An urgent opportunity appears exactly at the time of your altar. Someone invites you to something that sounds promising, but breaks your consistency. An important decision needs to be made now, without waiting. This is the phase of temptation disguised as a blessing. And the weapon to overcome this phase is discernment. Not everything that glitters is gold. Not every opportunity that appears comes from the Father. Some come from the enemy precisely to lead you away from the path that would lead you to the true blessing. And when you reach day 21, you are literally another person. Your vibration has changed. Your perception has changed. Your clarity has changed. Your connection with the Father has changed. Many people who try this path alone without a guide give up at the first attack of distraction, without even realizing that distraction was part of the process. Many abandon it in the phase of discouragement, thinking it's failure, when in reality it's a sign that they were advancing. Few reach the phase of temptation disguised as a blessing, and of those few, almost none can distinguish without a clear guide. That's why having this map in your hand makes the difference between the life you have today and the life the Father has prepared for you. You have seen the whole path with me here. You recognized the signs, understood the causes of the bindings, learned the practical steps, saw the phases of the 21-day spiritual battle. And if you are feeling now, exactly now, a tightness in your chest, mixed with a hope you haven't felt in a long time, this is the Holy Spirit confirming within you that this message is for you. This specific pain you carry, this difficulty in hearing the Father's voice clearly, this feeling of walking in the dark despite everything you've tried, all of this is just the outer layer of a much broader spiritual board. On this board, invisible forces have been organizing for years to keep you exactly where you are, far from the truth that would free you, far from the purpose that would dynamite the strongholds of these forces. You are not a random victim. You are a target because you are chosen. And being chosen means that you were called even before you were born for a specific mission within this generation. That's why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading, it is the structured journey that takes you by the hand through each of the 21 days I have just described to you. Each day has a specific revelation, a directed prayer, a practical exercise, a warning about the attack that comes that day and how to resist. It's as if you had a spiritual master sitting next to you for 3 whole weeks, preparing you for each battle before it happens. It teaches you how to build your daily altar. It shows you how to practice active silence the right way. It guides you in body purification without exaggeration and without suffering. It gives you the exact words to cut the ties that pull you down without hurting the people you love. It gives you the prayer of total surrender that breaks the enemy's plans. It teaches you how to keep a spiritual journal in a way that reveals patterns you would never see alone. It gives you the right declarations to activate the frequency of abundance and connection with the Father. And it supports you in the most difficult phase of all, the one where almost everyone gives up, so that you don't give up either. It was written exactly for people like you over 35 who have lived long enough to know that there are no magic solutions, but who also know that there is a Father who cares about you in a way no one else can. Every word of this sacred book was chosen with prayer. Every exercise was tested. Every truth was confirmed. And the link for you to download is in the channel's first comment, right below this video. You scroll down, find the pinned comment, click the link and receive the material directly on your phone or computer. And I need to tell you something very serious. This sacred book has been reported several times. They have tried to take the link down. They have tried to silence this message on other platforms. They have sent warnings. They have created false narratives to push people away. Why? Because this content directly challenges the spiritual system that wants to keep you asleep. Because when someone wakes up and activates their own purpose, they break a piece of the matrix that sustains this system, and they cannot allow many to wake up at the same time. So while the link is still available, while the material can still be downloaded, take advantage. Download it now. Don't leave it for later. Later doesn't exist. Later is the word the enemy uses for you never to do what you need to do today. And after downloading, come back here in the comments and write with faith, with conviction. With the full weight of your soul, I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This comment is not just a comment. It is an act of faith. It is a public declaration. It is a seal you place upon your life, telling the universe, the Father, and yourself that you have accepted the call, that you will do your part, that you are ready to receive the truth that was being hidden from you. And as you type this comment, something moves in the spiritual realm. Angels are mobilized. Doors begin to open. Blessings that were held back begin to flow in your direction. Do not underestimate the power of this public declaration. It's now or never. And now that you have decided to act, now that you have made your act of faith, now that you have taken the missing step, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against everything that still dares to oppose your awakening. And this final truth is the most powerful of all. The Father asked me to tell you, specifically you who have made it this far, something He wants you to engrave in your heart. You are not late. Repeat this with me now, even if only in your mind. I am not late. Many people your age believe they have lost time, that the best years are gone, that now it's just a matter of managing what's left. And this is one of the biggest lies the enemy spreads, especially to those over 35. Because maturity is exactly the fertile ground the Father was waiting for, to plant the true seeds. Seeds planted in young soil are usually carried away by the wind of passions, haste, illusions. But seeds planted in maturity, these take root. These resist. These bear true fruit. Your best story has not passed. Your best story is starting now, if you accept the invitation. Look around you. Look at your life. Every wrinkle, every scar, every memory, every lesson learned, all of this is raw material that the Father will transform into a masterpiece. Nothing was lost. Nothing was in vain. Everything was preparation. And if you have made it to the end of this video, it's because you are serious in your search. You are not just curious, you are a seeker. And seekers find. Hold on to this certainty in your heart. And before I say goodbye, let me quickly make 3 requests. The first, if this message touched you, if you felt it was for you, comment below the word Amen. This is your spiritual seal on the message you have just received. And this platform's algorithm will take this video to more brothers and sisters who need to hear the same thing. You become an instrument of blessing when you comment. The second request, subscribe to this channel, activate the bell icon, and like the video. Every video here is a piece in your awakening puzzle, and you won't want to miss the next revelations. The third request, and this is the most important of all, download the sacred book now. Go to the channel's first comment, click the link, and secure your copy before they take it down again. 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God will give you exactly the structure you need to transform everything you learned here into living practice. Without this guide, you are alone on the journey. With this guide, You are led by the Father every step of the way. It was prepared especially for this moment in your life, for this specific pain you carry, for this silence you need to break. And remember, it has been silenced before. They have tried to erase this truth, so while the link is still active, download it. Don't leave it for later. And comment, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book," as your final act of faith. This comment seals everything you experienced in this video. This comment opens the portal to your transformation. The Father loves you. The Father sees you. The Father prepared everything. Now it's up to you to say yes. We'll see you in the next video, and may the Father bless you greatly as you walk towards the truth He prepared for you since before the beginning of time. Peace be with you.